Hi y'all. Welcome to Saturday for those of you who are Eastern Standard Time. Erin is currently cleaning the house and I decided to drag myself out of bed. And I know some of you have been requesting a earlier stream date time. So here we are. Obviously, I never give you advance notice because I don't even know myself when I want to stream. But I figured today was a great time to stream now because one, I don't have much food prepared in my fridge anymore, and I have a lot of snacks and, dessert type shit that I could eat, but it would probably just make me feel not good and undernourished and all the bad things. I woke up today at 8 or 9 because Fred was meowing and I was like, all right, dude, I'll feed you. So I got up, I fed him, I gave him some of those eggshell carton toys, I filled it up with snacks, I watched him play with some, and then I cleaned out his litter box, and then I was like, wow, it's kind of cold and I'm still so sleep deprived from really not sleeping very well at all since forever. So I just went back into bed, pulled the blanket over myself, and I started looking at my phone until I found myself just feeling like so tired, and I had on my blue light glasses that I don't even know if it does anything. And with those glasses on my face, I just fell back asleep. And the next thing I know, I wake up and it's like 1:30 something p.m. and Aaron is already awake at his computer, like cooking himself lunch. So I feel really sluggish. I always have these grand plans of going out for a walk because I haven't been out of the house all week, but today I just found it really hard to motivate myself to do that. It's kind of gray outside. I'm not feeling it. Also, TMI, but I've always struggled with irregular periods, and my period has been like basically 20 plus days late now, and it finally came today, and so it's just like a whack on my body. I think it finally explains why maybe I've been feeling so exhausted, obviously on top of everything else. So, I should eat something, but I should also wash my face, which I haven't done, so excuse me while I pull out some of my face things. Yes, I do keep face things in the kitchen because everything's just kind of everywhere, all together, all at once. So on the days that I especially want to treat myself, I whip together like a little clay mask. This clay I got when Aaron and I were in Spain, I think.
That's from Granada.
Granada, yes. We walked into this little beauty shop and I was like, I don't know why I'm in here. I obviously can't afford shit in a tourist town with selling like boutique stuff. But they sold these little like, they tell you like the origin of these clays, and I bought I think 3 or 4 of them because they were only like €4 each, and I was like, why not treat myself?
It's literally dirt.
It's literally dirt, but also I'm so used to the beauty and cosmetics industry being like, let me sell you this little vial for $89,000. So I was like, €4 or €5, I can swing that and I can probably use it, and I don't remember, but it looks like it was made in February 2019, so maybe we've been there that long already, 2 years. That makes sense. So it's lasted me this long, and this I got off of the free table, so I tend to just like mix 2 clays together, and then I put some of my really, really aged kombucha in there as apple cider vinegar. I mix it into a paste, and then I slap it on my face, and I let it dry until it's like way too caked on there, and it's painful, and I probably shouldn't do that, so we'll see. Sometimes I just put on a clay mask because I'm like, this is good for you, you should do it. And then I get so lazy about washing it off because it's literally like a 3-minute process of getting every single bit of dirt off of your face that I just leave it on there caked on. I think the longest I've ever gone was like 30 minutes, and it was way too much for my face. Anyway, Dell, I'm sorry, life is exhausting. I feel you. If you need naps, just do it. Just do it. So, That's where I'm at today. Thank you for listening. I'm gonna rinse my face. I'm gonna make the clay mask, and then I have some watermelon that I froze in the freezer because I didn't have any room in my fridge at the time. So maybe we can finally use my Vitamix and make like a watermelon slushy. Yeah, like a watermelon slushy. But let me slap on my clay face first. I also just tried to repot some of my catnip because I actually don't know if these will take roots. I just clipped the clippings and I put them back into soil. I have no idea if it's dying, but Fred has committed ultimate destruction on catnip, and the plant is just slowly dying anyway. So I figured I'd chop up some of the gnarly bits for him later. Maybe he'd like to eat them, and we'll see what happens. Life.
Came in here because I thought I left my tea in here, but I already brought it out. Bye, everybody.
Oh, you just want to say hi? Say hi to Aaron, everybody.
No, don't bother.
So on all of these clay things, they tell you not to mix it with metal utensils. I'm not sure why, but I'm gonna try to find a plastic thingy, majiggy. I'm like that really weird person who like goes into the ice cream store, asks for a tasting, and then they give it to you on this disposable plastic thing, and I'm like, oh no, I can't throw that away. I can't throw that away. So then I have all of these saved up. So, two really similar looking clays. This one's a little bit darker green. This one's a little bit lighter green. I just kind of like to dilute them. I don't know why. When I bought the 4 different clays at the Granada shop, all of them have different properties, and I wrote it on the lid. Like this one is combination oily skin. Some of them are for reactive or sensitive skin, and depending on how my skin is feeling that day, I'll mix whatever together. Lately, I haven't had much breakout, so I'm feeling pretty normal, I guess, whatever that means. But something's going on with my hormones because I haven't had one this delayed yet in the entire last year, but that might be a lie. Maybe I skipped a month last year. I don't know. It's probably stress. Who knows? I've gone to so many GYNs who have not been able to tell me exactly what's going on with my body, because they probably just don't know, because there's no research about women's health the way we need it, the way we need there to be. So a little bit of my aged kombucha, and I'm just going to swirl it until it's smooth. Linda, tea and detox sounds great. I like to have a thicker paste so that it's not just like clay saliva running all over my face. But also, Linda, why do you keep posting, do you think Kansas is a joke? What gave you that idea, my dear? And you kept shit talking about me living in New York. What's up with that, my dude?
Linda is very passionate.
What you trying to say, Linda? Say it to my face, my love. Hi, Jess. You're cleaning your apartment? Aaron's trying to do some cleaning for me, too. It set off a really weird guilt trigger in me, I'm not gonna lie. When I was going live, I was like, Aaron, is it cool if I go live? And he was like, yeah. I was just planning on cleaning a house. And I was like, what are you planning on doing cleaning the house? Like, he was like, floors. And I was like, I thought floors was my job, because we tried to do like division of labor where Aaron takes care of bathing Fred because he's better at it, and he takes care of laundry, and I do the floors. And I was planning on doing that tomorrow, because that's when we last bathed Fred. And I got like really protective of it. I'm still trying to work it out in my head why I got so defensive about it. Aaron's just trying to do a nice thing for me, and I don't know why I acted so defensively. I think it set off a trigger in me where I'm like, I feel guilty all the time for not doing enough things. And whenever I feel like Aaron is doing more than me, it makes me feel worse about my own insecurity, about my own sense of lack, about my own sense of like lack of productivity or whatever that shit is. Yeah, I see all the comments, guys. How's this look? Fantastic look. What a great look. I do feel like I'm such a cat sometimes. I can't even decipher myself. I just do all these weird things. I'm probably filled with emotional landmines inside, and it just leads me through these mood changes and mood swings, and I then feel guilty for experiencing all of these mood swings and mood changes because as that comment I was talking about a few lives back, it's true. I do tend to take out a lot of my insecurities, anger, depression on my loved ones, which unfortunately physically close to me is Aaron, and only Aaron right now. And he takes on the brunt of that attack. So I do need to find peace within myself.
Can you take out your anger on this dog instead now, dude?
I would love to take out my anger on this fucking dog. But also I don't want to blame the dog. It's its owner's fault for not telling him not to fucking bark every time anything goes off. In one of my recent hosted cooking videos I had to shoot for Delish, that dog is barking in the background because I waited for 3 hours for him to calm the fuck down, but like he always would go into these little bursts of activity, and I was like, well, I gotta do my job. I guess you guys are just gonna have to deal with dog barking for 3 minutes in the background. Sorry. Kirsten, I shot another Budget Eats. It's currently being edited. It'll be out in May, I believe. I'm always up to do Budget Eats, but it's a lot on the team to edit and produce as a whole, and so Delish is trying to just do fewer of those so that we don't break, which I understand, but I'm also kind of sad about, but I understand because every time I do a Budget Eats, it takes me like 16-hour work days to shoot every single day for a week, so it's a lot. What's going on in the comments? I think it's probably the exterminator, Aaron. Claudia, if you can't find Lotus, you can probably use that kind of sweet and sour profile, or what was it, sweet and spicy, whatever profile it was. You can probably use it on any hearty vegetables, honestly. Sweet potatoes, pumpkin, broccoli stems, stalks, carrots. But yeah, Lotus is, if your area isn't very kind of catering to Asian immigrants and you don't have Lotus, sometimes the bougier shops will have it frozen in the freezer aisle. Ibishi, how come we're so early today? It's because I felt like doing a live to pull myself out of bed. I felt really guilty for not doing anything, and also I ran out of food, and also people have been asking for earlier lives, so I'm just like, surprise! Saturday afternoon live, I hope you're happy. Rhiannon, welcome. Eliza, you're going through a lot. You're going through a lot. Take it easy. Take it easy. Gigi, I don't know. I need some CBD. I'm gonna open up that P.O. box, and y'all are gonna send me some CBD. I'm gonna break into my neighbor's apartment. We're gonna drug that dog up. Oh, man. What do you put in your smashed cucumber salad? Raw garlic, sesame oil, chili oil, MSG, a little bit salt, tossy toss, adjust accordingly, white pepper. You know, Emily, I see the neighbors, I don't know them. Also, this dog predates to when we moved in. I'm pretty sure other neighbors have expressed similar concerns over how annoying their fucking dog is, and nothing has changed in the 4 years that we've been here, so I'm assuming it's a lost cause, so I'm not gonna bother anybody. It is just that kind of a thing where you submit yourself to the slow destruction of your inner peace to find your inner peace. If you're not struggling, then there is no war. Do you want some watermelon slushy if I make it?
Hell yeah.
Alrighty then. So we're gonna combat this dog right now, and I'm gonna ask you guys to take out your earbuds or your headphones, because it's gonna get fucking loud in here, because I'm gonna turn on that Vitamix, and I'm gonna throw in like a really, really frozen watermelon. It might break the machine. We'll see. Also, my face is beginning to feel really fucking tight. You've been warned. This is gonna get loud. Please, just like put me on mute or something. Aaron, you can put tahini in your bowl.
What?
Tahini, you can put tahini in yours. Bye, Del.
Tahini in my watermelon slushy?
Yeah. Oh, guys, it's really frozen. I probably should have defrosted this a little bit. If you have a plastic container that's filled with something that's like filled to the brim inside and it's frozen and you're trying to knock stuff out, stop doing that and run water over the outside until the stuff releases itself from the container, because you will crack your plastic container. It becomes very brittle when it's frozen. I've done that many times. If you don't want to kill your container, don't do that. I'm actually not sure. I'm trying to slowly break this watermelon apart because, whoop, there goes my tripod. It's, I don't want to break my Vitamix. This shit is really expensive. Powder. We ordered that for Delish once for like a sour candy taste test. I wonder where that went. I want it. I want it so bad. I never even tasted it. Sad. Claudia, I just found out that Costco sells a metal Vitamix blender top. I don't know if it's true, but I saw it on a website. I mean, that website could have been fake news. I don't know, but to my understanding, Costco sells metal Vitamix top containers. Somebody who has a Costco membership. 1, please verify if that's true, and 2, take me shopping with you. All right. It's time to plug your ears. Plug them, plug them. Smells like watermelon. It's delightful. I don't want this spoon. I don't want that spoon. I don't want that spoon. Y'all, it's like fucking watermelon shaved ice. Look at that. Aaron, do you want me to get you a bowl of shaved ice?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't even know this was what it was gonna be. It's so exciting. Big, small, or medium? Both. It's so pretty, guys. It's so pretty. Hi, Michelle. Michelle Misanthrope. What a name, girl. All right, all right, all right. Wow. So big. Do you want tahini on here, or you just want it plain?
Oh, tahini. I thought you were saying tahini.
No, tahini.
Yeah. I was so confused. I was like, why would you ruin watermelon slushy with sesame?
It's actually like shaved ice, dude. It's so pretty.
Mm-hmm. Oh, shit.
What?
You scared me.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you had that on.
I had a mask on. You don't watch my lives, that's what you get, a scare. Here's your spoon. I scared him.
I just turn around.
I think I'm scaring all the viewers who are tuning in right now. My face is getting really tight. As soon as my T-zone dries up, I will wash this off. How many screens do you have? That blurred over there. You love Shrek. I would love to be Shrek. All those onions, such a motivational speech.
How do I make this sweeter? Condensed milk?
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. Condensed milk. Come give us that sexy drizzle over there.
Over wire?
Over there. Make it sexy, man. Make it sexy. Okay, not quite the sexy I was looking for.
I don't know what did you want me to do?
I still think you should put tahini on.
Waggle myself around while doing it? I'll try it like this.
I didn't know condensed milk came in squeeze bottles either until Trader Joe's had one, and then I tried it once, and then they discontinued it, and then I found this in my local store.
That's much better.
I want to try it plain.
That's a full-on dessert now. Yeah, that's great.
Do you want more?
Mm-mm. Once you recover, I insist you try it with condensed milk.
Oh God, my teeth. Oh, okay.
Tastes like one of those, you know.
Honestly, this could probably be
Like
served with like some nice roasted strawberries on a plate, sweetened condensed milk made from local creameries, and some bougie ass new American farm to table restaurant will sell it to you for, you know, $14 for a tiny little bowl of it.
Good stuff. Thanks, Jude.
yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Hi, Taiwan. Guys, my face is really, I can't open my mouth anymore to eat, so excuse me for 3 minutes. Please chat amongst yourselves, make yourself at home. I'm gonna go wash my face. Ooh, all right. My face is liberated. Oh God, that feels really good. Let's get some face oil on. Hi, Ireland. Ooh, Europe in the house today. What? Hi, Poland. Does anybody else have a Chinese or perhaps all East Asian mothers believe this? Tell you that when you're on your period, you shouldn't eat cold stuff? My mom's probably right, but I'm still eating the coldest thing I could possibly eat right now. I think it was during like college when I was like, Mom, there's free ice cream in my college cafeteria, and you're telling me 1 out of 4 weeks I can't eat it? I'm not gonna listen to you. But you know what? She's right. I do feel like when I eat really cold stuff on my period, the period kind of just disappears. Like, I'm sorry for the folks who are not used to period talk, but it kind of just disappears. The flow just goes away, which sometimes I use to my advantage, but I do wonder if that's like actually not really good for my body to kind of shock it back. I don't know. Do we have any doctors in the house who are, open to other forms of medicine beyond just Western scientific medicine? Ooh, watermelon with white cheese. Yeah, watermelon with feta is actually really delicious. Emily, I'm so thankful that you like this space. Really happy to hear that. P3 is charmed 13. I just put a bunch of frozen watermelon in my Vitamix blender, and I kind of made this like semi-slushy, semi-shaved ice, semi-granita, whatever you want to call it. It's really nice. Aaron came over, took a little bowl, and then he put some sweetened condensed milk on there. Made it really nice and desserty. Del, Welcome back. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know what the scientific basis for that claim is, but I do feel like, I mean, I guess it could just be placebo, but I do feel like whenever I eat cold stuff, it kind of just shortens my cycle. So, not sure. I'm sure my mom is losing it over there if she's watching this live. Sorry, Mom. Gigi, what do you want me to add to it? I'm like allergic to chilies and all that shit. Okay guys, in terms of cooking, we have some tomatoes, some garlic, a tiny baby onion. We have yet another watermelon, which we could cut open. We could make watermelon rind. Yeah, hot stuff is the way to go for a lot of moms everywhere, I guess. It triggers my skin condition, Gigi. I don't know if you can see my hands, but they're really not doing great. They're peeling, they're blistering. So chili is one of my food triggers. We could cook this. We also have some kombucha squash and some sweet potatoes that we could cook. And we have salted duck egg, we have century egg, we have leftover rice, we have pickles, we have some cheese, frozen peas, frozen corn, bread, hazelnuts. Has anyone ever used hazelnuts as like a savory thing? Sweet potato and squash hash. Fried rice, fried rice. Noreen, I don't have a carrot right now. I ate both of the ones I had left yesterday. What do you find hard about cutting them? Tell me. Yeah, I could try to cut a raw sweet potato if you want. I could make some sweet potato fries, for sure. Yeah, hazelnuts in a food processor? Yes. Alright, tell you what, we're gonna toast some hazelnuts, we'll turn on the oven, I'll show you guys how to cut up a sweet potato, I guess. We'll make some sweet potato fries, maybe we'll make some sweet potato chips. I do feel like something sweet and snacky is the way to go. 9 p.m. in Germany, welcome. Yes, I've had quite a few viewers who are like, June, please stream earlier. So I'm like, today, perfect, let's do it together. And then how do you guys like to eat Kabocha squash? Do you like to steam it? Eliza, you can totally make fries and chips unsalted. If you're making them, don't add salt. That's it. Welcome, Noreen, I find that the best way to manage carrots, here, I'll show you with a banana. Pretend this is a carrot. The best way to cut carrots is you cut off the tips, obviously the parts that you don't want to eat, and then you cut the whole carrot in half this way. So then you end up with 2 halves. And then you go about slicing it one way into planks, and then you remove half the planks to make the stack shorter for yourself and safer. Turn it, and then you julienne the shorter stack the other way. Once you have the carrot halved, it's much easier to also quarter that lengthwise and cube it up into a small dice, or just cut rounds or cut ovals. But yes, the most important cut for me is to chop that carrot in half and potentially in quarters, depending on how big or small your carrot is. Just make the size more manageable for you and start small. Do you like sweet potato fries, Aaron?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you like sweet potato chips or fries more?
I like them both. It's hard to say, honestly. Fries, I think. Especially if they're cut nice and thin.
Hi, Vienna.
I like stringy sweet potato fries, almost shoestring.
Okay.
But obviously you don't have to tailor everything you make around me.
I'm just curious. I'm curious.
Are you doing some SP fries now?
Yeah.
How do you make sweet potato fries crispy? I don't know, Aaron.
You fry them instead of bake them, and you eat them right away. But if you bake them, make sure you coat all of them in a thin, thin layer of oil. And you roast them, and you go until they're crispy, and you eat them immediately. You do not let them sit.
Hello, everybody. Dell and BB and others.
BB?
Bebe, BB, I don't know. BEB, how would you say that?
I don't know.
Thank you, Aaron, for asking her. What did I ask you? How to make sweet potato fries
Yeah.
crispy? I just said I don't know. I guess some people have live captions on. Is that right? Somebody said this caption is me right now.
This caption is what?
Me right now? I don't know. I don't know what you meant. Can
There is no live caption.
Can YouTube automatically live caption live streams? That'd be pretty cool if they could.
Gigi, you're trying to make pumpkin fries? They're very moist. I've never tried to make pumpkin fries. We could try today, but also if you're baking them, I truly don't know. I don't think pumpkin can get crispy in the oven. The only other way I can think of is if you take pumpkin that has already been baked until it's like nice and creamy, and then you coat it in some panko and you deep fry it, and then the panko is the thing that actually gets nice.
Oh, they meant the title of the video. Depressed, tired, but I should probably get out of bed.
Ah, I see.
As the kids say, that is a mood.
Mood.
Yes, or mood. I don't know. I've never used that phrase in my life until now. Let's see what else is going on here in YouTube land. I'm curious, are any of you guys I know there's tons of non-native English speakers here, but is anybody here not really much of an English speaker but watches anyways? I bet there's not much of that. Otherwise you're not getting much content out of it. Or is anybody here trying to learn English by listening to this stream? Just curious.
Your water's
Yes.
ready.
This is a great way to learn. I learned by watching Barney. Yeah, I heard that watching kids shows is a good way to
Oh my god, I watched
learn.
Blue's Clues. Blue's Clues was my ESL. Where are the Blue's Clues fans in the crowd? Do we have any Blue's Clues fans?
I don't know. Nobody said so yet.
What?
My mother is watching you guys trying to learn. Yay, Blue's Clues. Love Blue's Clues. There they are.
Yay.
Blue's Clues, yes. many Blues Clues fans.
Yay!
Do the mail song, Jude.
I don't remember.
Here's the mail, it never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail.
Mail time! Alright.
Okay.
Cool.
The tea in my Big Long mug, one of my favorite restaurants in New York, I've showed this off on stream before, I think, is Harney and Sons. Holiday spiced black tea. That's our favorite
May I access the other one?
tea dealer in the city. It has a sweet, spicy, and fruity fragrance that awakens the holiday spirit within.
Remember these? Remember these?
I do, June.
Do you want to taste them?
Are they edible? Right now? Like that?
Yeah.
Oh, what if I die? What if you die? Then I'll have to do your streams. I'll just grow my hair out and pretend to be you on stream. Hey guys, it's Jude! Is that a good Jude impression? Oh, that's good. That's nice candy. Jude, can you do a me impression?
These are way too bitter, guys. Use more fucking sugar in your candy peels. Don't do what I did, please. God, regrets every fucking day.
Wait, what? They're too bitter?
They're too bitter for me.
I like them.
You like them?
Yeah.
Do you like how moist they are? Do you want them more
Moist.
dry? I'm serious. Do you want them more
Moist.
dry?
No, I like them like this.
You do? Because I can bake them right now. I need the trays, so you need to tell me.
Well, why don't you bake one tray and not bake the other tray? Then we can have both.
Okay.
Yeah. I like them like this. But if you want to bake both, bake both. That's your thing.
Are you going to eat them?
I'm eating them right now.
Okay.
I am curious to see how it's going to come out baked. I just joined. Did you boil the peels first?
I didn't make the peels today. I made the peels like 2 days ago.
The tattoo signifies nothing. It's just from my favorite tattoo artist. I got it in Hong Kong. I asked him to come up with the design. I just like the aesthetic. Some things don't need to have meaning. Kushi demands that you make more of your budget videos, but that's not her choice, fellas. She works for a media company that gives her tasks. So I don't know. Tell Delish you want more budget videos.
A lot of people want more budget videos, guys. I hear you. I know that. Everybody's constantly asking for them. They're just a lot of work to make. So, you know.
Sarah, I think based on what I've gleaned so far after I walked into the kitchen a few minutes ago, we're making some baked orange rinds, candied orange rinds, so they get nice and dried candied orange rinds. And we're also going to make some sweet potato fries. And earlier we made a watermelon slushie.
So just to be clear, I don't edit the Budget Eats videos. Zach does. He's our video editor at Delish. He's one of the video editors at Delish. But I do shoot it. I do come up with the recipes. I do obviously cook all the stuff in it. I do shop for it. I have to organize all the video files that I hand into Zach because we're remote. I can't just hand him the card. He lives in Brooklyn. I live in Queens.
You could say June does everything except the video editing. Right?
And then, well, after that, Julia cuts pieces out that she thinks is like getting in the way of. I'm just condensing some of these so that they don't get too dried out. And I'm just gonna try to drive off some of the moisture in some of these. Julia then goes in and makes edits off of Zach's cuts with me. So it's like really all a team effort of sorts, and there's just a lot of moving parts to it. And keep in mind, we are still all remote, so that makes communication much harder. But also I think gives me a more authentic product in terms of like who you're seeing on screen is more true to the June that actually exists in real life.
Fred is asleep in the other room now. He's doing the cat thing where he sleeps all day.
Cat thing.
Hello, Sandra. Lots of sparkles. Sparkle is one of my #1 used emojis too, so good choice of emoji. How many hours of footage for each Budget Eats video?
Maybe 6 or 8.
And no, I don't get paid in Budget Eats appearances. I just do it out of the kindness of my heart and love of June's cooking. I get paid in whatever June makes for Budget Eats. That's my reward. Hello, Portugal.
Portugal!
That's my second favorite country in the world to travel to after Japan.
Portugal people.
Portugal are the best people, nicest people.
You are so nice, guys. I don't know how you do it. I look up to you guys. So fucking nice. I'm not well versed in West African meals. Please introduce me to some of your favorites so I can look them up. Teach me all the things. Educate me.
I don't know if we're gonna do it now, but June does have some very old things in the fridge, I'm sure. June keeps stuff, as you guys know, for ages past the expiration date, essentially forever. So I bet if I dug around in the back recesses of the fridge, I could find things that have been in there since like we last moved years ago or stuff like that. Hello, Argentina. June, the only current way June's making money on live streaming now is through ad revenue. She has super chats turned off. So whether she monetizes the video or not is the only way she's making money. But it's not much. It's just like...
It's a couple bucks per video per night. When I first started streaming and when I first started turning on ads, YouTube would insert about 24 ads in an hour-long stream. And I would go back in and I would try to delete half of those, and I just spent too much time doing that. And I honestly think that a lot of people use this stream as a way to put on in the background, to feel like they're at a friend's house, to have some sort of like company of sorts. And I just feel like ads are kind of interruptive of that environment. So I've only started doing pre-roll and post-roll ads, meaning there should be no ads in the middle of the stream anymore. So that's decreased a lot of my ad revenue because I've obviously slashed out 24+ ads per live stream. But it's like I said, I'm not hurting for the money, so it's cool, whatever.
I feel like you should make the title of every one of your live stream videos, I don't have a P.O. box yet.
I don't have a P.O. box yet.
Just, I don't have a P.O. box yet, and then the actual title of the video.
But you know, in the future, if I need to rely on live streaming as my main source of income for whatever reason, you betcha ads will come back on. Unless I get some sort of like Renaissance era benefactor who patronizes me and gives me money.
Modern day patrons are Patreon, hence the name.
Yeah, it's true. But I want like a
crowdsourced patronizing.
I want like a sugar daddy type who just gives me everything that I need.
That's me, June.
You're my sugar daddy?
Yeah.
What have you given me?
I give you free luxury travel around the world.
Really?
Yes.
Do you still do that?
Yeah, in September. We're flying Q suites in September, boys and girls.
If the pandemic is gone. If. That's
Yes.
a big if. Okay?
new title: Pro Chef destroys watermelon and doesn't have a PO box. That's funny. You're funny, Dusty, or whatever your name was. It already went off the screen. I just told you what I do. I appear in June's videos and I take her around the world in first class. That's my job. It's actually June gets paid a normal salary for her Delish videos, and I get $2 million per appearance. That's how I'm able to do it.
Oh, we wish.
We don't eat fast food often, but there's certainly a lot of fast food I'd say we like and we enjoy, I guess, as a treat sometimes when we can. Like, we've gone to White Castle. That was fun a couple times.
I actually enjoyed my experience at Taco Bell.
Taco Bell, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of like fast food that, you know, is just really fun to have every once in a while. Like, we like Jollibee. That's definitely fast food. I just had, not just, oh geez, how long ago? Maybe a month or two ago now. I went to KFC and I got their Nashville. Yeah, their Nashville. No, that was Shake Shack. KFC, I got the Nashville hot chicken, and I legitimately loved that. Like, it was properly spicy. I know it's not authentic by any means because it's KFC Nashville hot chicken, but I enjoyed it. And so, you know, I used to have a KFC popcorn chicken addiction, so yeah, we might have fast food maybe like once a month, but we are definitely not opposed to it as a treat. Could you try a But Better series? I have no idea what.
Oh, Joshua Weissman's thing?
Oh, But Better. Yeah. I thought I read like butt butter.
No, I'm actually really against that idea. Unless something is notably shitty, I think these places spend millions of dollars hiring professionals, spending money on taste panels and focus groups, specifically developing a taste that appeals to a lot of people, and it's that taste that people recognize, and it's that taste that people gravitate towards. I oppose that idea on two fronts. One, I don't think I can beat millions of dollars of development with my own home-tested recipe unless I spend an equivalent amount of time and resources trying to test over and over again. The thing that I have a problem with those shows too is who decides if it's but better? Who's doing the tasting? And is it better just because it's seen as less trashy? Is it better because it actually tastes good? Or is it but better because there's less, you know, additives and shit in there? There's a lot of judgment that comes with that kind of video. Like, who decides if it's better? That's my main problem with it. So philosophically, I have a problem with it. Practically, I have a problem with it. So I'm just not going to spend my time doing that kind of thing.
Yeah, but June, what about butt butter?
But, oh my God, Aaron, go the hell away.
Okay, bye everyone.
You can come back later. Okay.
After I got the butt butter.
Oh my God. Just go away. Jesus. Probably a little too oily. Eliza, I'm so sorry, honey, but I am going to put kosher salt in this shit. So it will not be salt free. That's it. Just salt and pepper. I don't actually like my fries seasoned too much. I like to keep it simple. You can always put other stuff on it afterwards if you want. You can dip it into hummus. You can dip it into pesto like we have. timer on for 10 minutes, and then we'll fish out our nuts and our orange rinds. Oh my god, y'all, quit that butt butter thing. Quit it. This is not what I signed up for when I signed up for Saturday streaming, guys. Y'all are ridiculous. Chips. The key to cutting anything that rolls around is obviously if you are not comfortable with it rolling around, you should always cut yourself a flat surface and then lay that flat surface on the board for a more stable slicing motion. But if you don't mind that, the other tip I have for you is to use your claw. It's better to have short nails so that your nails aren't digging into the actual vegetable, and you just want to make sure that your fingers are kind of curled in such a way that these first knuckles are actually a barrier against the knife slicing into your fingernails, fingers, fingertips. The worst way to hold a vegetable is this way, because your fingernails and fingertips are the most exposed portion closest to the knife blade. You want to use your first knuckle to guard yourself against the knife. And you don't ever want to lift the knife too far above that first knuckle. The only other thing is you should be holding your knife and controlling it with your index and thumb like this on either side of the blade. This is the very first chef I ever worked for, named Joey. He told me to always handle the knife this way. You don't actually need the other fingers to hold onto the knife. The other fingers are just there to kind of levitate the knife and to give you force to crunch down on. But these two are the two fingers that are guiding your cuts. And even after years of cutting, I still don't have fantastic knife skills. Not the way that you see, you know, chef's table people doing knife skills. That's just gonna take so much time of like intense perfectionistic practice that I ain't got time for that. But you know, it's muscle memory. You learn just by doing, and it's not always a conscious move of improvement. So just have patience and don't worry about being perfection every single time. Just do it, just cook, just enjoy the fruits of your labor, and reward yourself in ways that are not externally validated. That's the only way to keep motivation sustainable. And like if you're ever making chips, obviously you're not a mandolin, you're a human being with very poor knife skills like me. If you ever make half slices or slices that are way paper thin, just stack some of them up to be about the same thickness as your other cuts. That way they don't burn in the oven well before the other chips are done. You just gotta find ways to hack it to make it more forgiving. one will forgive you if you don't forgive you. See? I made a chonker. That's not going to bake very nicely, but whatever. It's done. What's done is done. This batch I'm going to try without any oil. I'm just going to see how they crisp up, but I will still salt them because why not? Just a light layer of seasoning. Let me stick one more chip on there. Cool. You know your hazelnuts are nice and toasted when the skins are kind of like popping off like that. I know that some of these are still not quite toasted yet, so 4 more minutes. Let's let those finish. I'll wait to put these in. Because we're roasting a lot of shit today, guys, this is going to be a very slow, uneventful stream. So we're just going to chat. If you stay, give me something to chat about. Hi, Claire. For the peanut butters, for anyone who's interested in knowing, I think I kept something like 19 jars and I only have 1.5 jars left. I gave away the other jars. But yeah, I did eat quite a fair amount. It's a love-hate relationship I have with peanut butter. I didn't oil the pan first, Angela, no. But you certainly can. I'm just going to dry roast this bunch. Charity. I too have sliced my thumb on a mandolin and it was horrible. Horrible. Oh, I feel you. I used to play piano. I did eat 19 jars. Well, 18. About to be 19. I love cabbage. I love the round, tight little heads of cabbage because I can slice them and eat them raw. I love eating raw cabbage so much. Hi, Napo. Hi, Ingrid. Pamela, that bowl sounds delicious. Wow. All of my groceries are covered by Delish, but working from home, Hearst doesn't have a standard policy of reimbursing people for their uptick in electricity, uptick in utilities. It's a pretty broken system, I would say, and yet another reason why we're unionizing, because we need to change that shit. sometimes I just buy a little extra groceries to like cover my, I don't know, 20 to 30 bucks, maybe 40 in the summer with AC of increased utilities to like offset that, but there's no formal policy, and that's the problem. What about people who don't buy groceries for their jobs? What about other editors who need to be reimbursed for other stuff? Hearst is such a huge media company, and we don't have unified policies to cover everyone. Why? So, that's looking really nice and toasty. I'm happy with that. And we'll remove these orange rinds for now, and I'll pop these in. I'll give our fries a flippy-do. And we shall commence cutting the rest of this up, I guess. Unless you have more questions. I don't have many German dishes. Do pretzels count? I'm sorry. I don't know about German foods at all. Yes, Erin just started watching Made with Lau. We like it. I'm not shading Delish, I'm shading Hearst. I'm shading all of media corporations out there who know that they're taking advantage of workers who are too tired to fight back. All corporations beyond media as well. Every single fucking corporation that are squeezing their workforce dry and making their jobs miserable, inefficient, and demoralizing. I'm looking at you. I'm shading all of you. I'm shaming all of you. I know they don't care. That's why they keep doing this to us. But I'm reaching you guys, and I'm saying it out loud so that you hear it, and you can then say it out loud, and then maybe in a year or 5 years or 10 years we can all fucking say it louder, and maybe we can fucking do something about it, because we just reach a breaking point where we're like, fuck this shit, fuck you, stop it. You know, I'm not looking for immediate change. I'm not saying I'm the savior who will change anything. Change comes in the form of people bonding over their experiences, building a community, strengthening each other to make each other feel more capable of affecting change, because we first need to feel like we're capable of affecting change. And then we can actually figure out how to do it. But if nobody is strong enough to think I can actually make any change, then that's that. We'll just keep on breaking. So as long as we have a little community here, I don't see why not. Hello, first timer. I'm sorry I don't know how to pronounce your username. Neo Seniona. Welcome. I mean, Natalie, I'm on the bargaining committee. Our union reps at the Writers Guild of America East are very responsive, and we love working with them, and we're a huge unit. We're almost 400 plus, almost 500 people. So we better make some change, because if we don't, who will? I love liver. I love liver. I really want to put the laptop on here so I can see you chat while I cook, but also my oven is really freaking hot, and it's probably not good for my computer. Okay. There we go. So you see now I have some wedge of potato. I'm not making perfect rounds, but it's also giving me a more stable surface to cut on. That way I don't accidentally roll the potato over when I'm pressing down on it with my knife and then cut off my entire hand. It's just not worth it sometimes, guys. If ever. Is it ever worth it? Chocolate lover, we're just slicing up some sweet potatoes and we're making some fries, we're making some chips in the oven. We just toasted some hazelnuts. I'm eating some watermelon that I blended. Is that enough answer for you? Yeah, the non-round chips will be just as tasty. I forgot to set another timer. Oopsies. Let's go 7 minutes. Ooh, buy catnip. Buy catnip and then send it to my P.O. box that doesn't exist yet. Hannah from Rochester. Welcome. Dumplings. Blueberries and vanilla. Yum, 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 yum. Lily, I don't know if I'm going to go outside today. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm feeling pretty shitty. I do have flaky sea salt. I'm just not sure where I put it. Oh. Here it is, flaky sea salt. Top 3 favorite foods? You're insane. Give me like 30 and 2 weeks and I'll come back to you. How do you grow cat grass? I would love to put cat grass. I don't put salt on my fruit. I don't think so. Not to like eat fresh, no. Yeah, I can hear and pronounce the difference between teacher and t-shirt. For sure. It's the Y sound that gets to me. Like easy, like Kanye's Easy, and I just spat watermelon out. That's gross. Sorry you guys to see that. And easy, like in school. Uh-oh. Lanny Lizard, what's your sad news? Oh. That is really sad. I'm sorry. I send you my condolences. So catgrass is wheatgrass? Is just sprouted wheat berries? Interesting. Can I go to Whole Foods and just buy wheat berries and plant that? I would love to grow more stuff for my cat to eat. He seems to really enjoy the catnip. So much so that he destroys it at night. I really don't like the American thing of like salting everything. A lot of other countries don't put salt in their dessert, and they still come out tasting pretty good. I'm eating some watermelon slushie. I'm gonna try. When I was growing up, I had a kidney condition called IgA nephropathy, and I had to take a very limited sodium diet, and so eating salt the way I do now is like unthinkable to me back then. I can try to read the questions they'll land in, but there's a lot of comments, as you can see, and when I'm starting to cook, I don't even answer all the questions, so I will do my best. I'll keep it in my mind. Did I have a surgery? No? I've never had peach cornbread cake. Sounds interesting. Is chili oil more flavorful than chili sauce? I don't think so. I think it depends more on which company made it and whether or not they make good shit. I've never used the Ninja blender. I've been told it's a much cheaper alternative to the Vitamix, but I worked in restaurants and really there is no beating the Vitamix. Tiffany, my biggest fear? That's a very interesting question. I don't know if I have a biggest fear. I mean, I guess my biggest fear is like being tortured to death. But torture can take on many shapes. I don't have La Gamma right now, no. Allison, the name of the company that makes my sport is Snow Peak. My college degree is in English literature. Yes, to eating mushy food, yum. Any kind of torture, literally any kind of torture. My dying wish would be a fast, swift death. Preferably pain-free, but if it can't be, just make it fast, man. I wonder if my life would be better or worse if I can't ever eat peanut butter again, because I use it as such an emotional eating crutch that if I just eliminate that one thing that I always turn to, it's kind of like, I don't want to compare it to alcoholism, but it kind of is. It's just like a drug for me at this point, and I wonder if somebody just theoretically took that ability to eat peanut butter away from me, if I could be a healthier person, but maybe not. Because I think addiction just gets replaced with other things, probably. But eliminating the trigger would potentially help. Well, we got one chip that's done. Let's peel that off. Maybe this guy too. Maybe that guy. All right. We're gonna flip these, and we'll plop them back in. It's really nice because it was really cold today, so I'm glad that we turned the oven on. Thank you guys for the suggestion. I normally don't turn the oven on because I always feel guilty about how much energy it wastes, but it does make me really happy on a cold day to turn on the oven and just be here in the warmth. It's very soothing. I needed this very much. my Chinese name, and countless. But June? Probably not. Nom, 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 nom. Yum. Yum. It's so dry and starchy. Aaron will probably hate it. Yeah, I feel like baking is not a huge thing in East Asia, or maybe in all parts of Asia. Like, Chinese people don't really bake. It's not in the traditional methods of cooking to bake. Camilla, I am earlier than usual. It's a strange Saturday. Best types of apples? Local apples. Farmers market apples. None of the grocery store shit is considered best apples for me. But if you go to a local place, they grow it there, it's probably going to be the best apple you've ever tasted. I have had Ethiopian food, and there's Buna Cafe in Bushwick. It's vegan, really good. But my favorite place is Aaron, where was that place we went to for Ethiopian with Becca? It's like Upper Manhattan, like 180 something. They have the best butter chicken there. Erin, is it, I don't know what characters her name is, but it could be any of the 4 tones, but 电西小哥, probably. Ooh! Do we have a spammer? Oh, we got a spammer. Let me hide him. Yes, Tiffany, I love bulk sections in stores. I used to go to Sahadi's in Brooklyn. They have the most amazing bulk section offerings. And now Whole Foods has, because of the plastic bag ban, Whole Foods now has paper bags for their bulk section, which makes it that much easier to cheat. If you know, you know. What region of China has your favorite food? I can't really say I know Chinese cuisine that well. There's so many different regions. I like Hunan cuisine a lot. They have spicy, they have lots of meat, a lot of oily stuff. But it's all good, man. It's all good. What do you think of organic food? I think it is overrated. I think also to be quote-unquote organic, you have to be certified by the USDA, which eliminates the possibility of a lot of small farmers being certified organic, even though they might be practicing organic growing methods, simply because to be certified organic, you have to pay the government a yearly certification fee, and that is kind of like a red taping kind of thing that isn't accessible to most small businesses. So I'm not here for the labels. I'm here for eating local, for knowing who grows your food, and for knowing where your food comes from. Organic or not, I don't fucking care. Yeah, it's soft power propaganda, for sure. For one thing, Google and YouTube is banned in China. So how does anyone in mainland China even have access to YouTube? And then gain such a massive following. It's definitely government-supported shit. So it really does ruin the enjoyment I would get out of watching those, because I know for a fact, I taught in rural China. I didn't see a single household that had such big space and such. I'm sure they exist, but it's just like, it's impossible. It's impossible to have real people living those lifestyles. That's not what rural China is like. It's a fucking Disney fairyland representation of it. And so free range, Listen, I don't know what the legality of what it means to be free range. It probably doesn't mean shit nowadays. So obviously the more expensive the eggs are at the farmer's market, probably the happier the chickens are. But again, who makes the laws? Who influences the laws? Who gets to name things what? Those things are all just words, right? They don't actually point to quote unquote truth. And they don't really say anything beyond what they want you to think they're saying. So beware of labels and just know that as long as you're participating in consuming animal products, you are probably participating in some sort of sad practice. And so again, my thing is go to the farmer's market. If you can afford it, go to the farmer's market, buy local, buy from small growers. The smaller they are, the less power they have to exploit. And hopefully they're nice people who you can support the livelihoods of and you can build community that way. But again, I understand a lot of these things are inaccessible financially for a lot of people because our entire society runs on exploitation. And so it's part of the system to make you feel guilty for not being better when it's the system that makes you completely incapable of being better. But the system won't tell you that it's the one responsible for making you miserable. The system will tell you that you're the one responsible for making you miserable. But I think it's time that we stop blaming ourselves. I've never been in a mental health hospital. I don't think. When I was 16, going off to college, my pediatrician threatened to put me in a monitored facility because she said I was borderline anorexic and that if I didn't gain weight, she would have to hospitalize me. But that never materialized because I went off to college and gained my freshman like 30 pounds. And I came back and she said, I told you to gain weight, I didn't tell you to gain this much weight. And I was like, listen. And then I never saw her again because I got too old to go see a pediatrician. So, like I said, no question is off limits. I'm willing to answer and entertain as long as I see them. Oh my God, Charity, please don't feel guilty. It's okay. I feel like I should be going outside, but if my body's not feeling it, then my body's not feeling it. And if I make myself feel any more guilty, it's just gonna bring me more pain, and I really don't need to do that to myself. And you don't need to either. So try to be kind to yourself. I'm here with you guys because I didn't want to be in bed and feeling sorry for myself anymore. So if there's anything that you can do to give yourself an alternative that feels more feasible, do it. And if you literally can't do anything, then you can't do anything, and that's that. That's just the way it is. Chippies! And the ones that are not chippies are just roasted now. I hate this lighting thing that my phone does. I've not seen Seaspiracy, no. Ooh, Erin, that's a good tip. Ask the farmer if you can come visit the farm. If they say no, don't buy from them. Interesting. I don't know about the vegan teacher, so I don't know what her opinion is. Chocolate lover. I prefer both sweet potatoes and whole roasted ones, but if I could only try one, I would try sweet potato fries over whole roasted ones. Bye, Claudia. I don't know about the Chinese girl who cooks in her office. I've never heard about that. I don't Chinese cooking demystified as state propaganda. I think they're just a couple. I'm assuming they're a couple who cook stuff and want to tell you more about Chinese cuisine. I enjoy watching them. I've not been to Greece. I would like to go. Bye, Clarissa. I love the golden corn puffs that I ate on the MSG video. Suggestions on cooking pearl barley. I don't really cook it that often, but I suppose you can cook it like you cook any grain. And my mom used to put in like mixed grain congis, so. So many comments. I'm trying to catch up. Thank you. My mom gave me this sweater, Tofu Brain.
Am I able to eat this?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, the dog is adorable. Is their dog a schnauzer? Is that the kind of dog that they have? I think Sahadi's also has 2 locations now in Brooklyn. There's one in Industry City and there's one at their old location on Atlantic Avenue. Do you prefer pre-made ice cream or homemade one? I don't make ice cream myself because I don't have an ice cream maker. I used to love going to Ice and Vice in New York, ice cream shop, favorite place for innovative flavors and all of that, but unfortunately they closed due to the pandemic, so I got very sad. Very, very sad. Do you want to eat a very dry potato chip?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Is this zucchini?
No, it's a potato chip. I didn't oil it, so it's very baked and naturalistic. It's a little bit dirt-like.
It's nice.
Does every Chinese food need MSG added to make it authentic? No. But a lot of street food vendors do add MSG. So, I also have been thinking about what it means to be authentic. My mom never used it in her home cooking. There's a lot of different kinds of Chinese cuisine, not only regionally, but Chinese cuisine that is made in restaurants, Chinese cuisine that is made at home, Chinese cuisine that is made by street vendors, and so all of those use different flavor profiles. If you're allergic, don't use it.
Thank you.
Bye. Noreen, rating Aaron's cooking for Delish would be entertaining, but keep in mind Aaron is not paid talent, so he's not on a salary. So to make Aaron cook is brings into question what it means to be a worker for a corporation. I haven't read Chop Suey Nation, no. I don't really read, unfortunately. I'm gonna get so bloated after eating all of these chips. I think we should put some oil on this next batch. Oilless chips are not nearly as enjoyable. brush it with a pastry brush, but I'm too lazy for that today. I'm trying to finish out this tin of oil. I know there's more in there. I can hear you. There's a hair, yum. Probably Fred's, yum. Water's ready. Ow. I'm gonna turn your water off.
Thank you. Now we're doing some oil chips.
Yes, do you like oil chips?
Guess we'll see.
Very inefficient way to spread oil on chips, guys. Once again, I am not teaching you anything of use. I am just doing my own thing here. This is the lazy way I do things at home when I'm not cooking for a video. It's funny, you learn all these ways to like properly do things, and then you go home and you're just like, fuck it, not gonna do that. Not gonna do that. Ooh, the sun is out. The sun just came out outside. That was nice. Fry time. No worries. Some of these got a little too burnt. A little too burnt. It's very hot, Aaron.
That won't stop me. Oh god, it stopped me. Okay, this one.
It's still gonna be hot.
No, it's fine. Oh, that's delicious. Ooh, this one. This is the one I want.
The one that I want. Do, do, do.
Very good, Jude. Hmm.
Do we need to ban someone? Alice?
What fun is it without our daily troll? June's mods seem really good. I think you guys are like awesome. I've never really seen you guys mess up or cause any drama. So if you want to ban somebody, go ahead.
I just hit. You can't ban people on YouTube, unfortunately, but you can hide them. I just hit Alice. But Alice, to answer your question, why am I so stupid?
That's her. Come on, you gotta have more advanced trolling than why are you stupid? That's third grade level trolling.
I honestly wish that I were stupider so that I don't have to feel all of this pain. But I don't know, because I'm not God. Oh, so God doesn't exist, probably.
Is Alice a third grader? Why are you stupid? Well, come on, you gotta, if you're gonna troll, You gotta bring the heat.
Bye, Angela. Say hi to your kids from the Spleenies.
These are great. I'm just gonna stand here eating all of them.
Please do. That way you can fart with me.
I've never farted once in my life. I'm making fried pizza tonight. Nice. There's a fried pizza place in New York called Forcella that I've been wanting to try.
Didn't you try it once
I can't-
without me?
I think so.
And I don't think you liked it.
I don't think it was that good. You'll probably make it better though. That's probably why I forgot it, because it was boring. I'll show you the, I'll pan down to the,
Guys,
Guys,
there
we're eating.
there is nothing anyone can say that would make me feel worse about myself
hey June?
unless they said something that I truly already believed in about myself already.
Hey June?
So I'm not very easily offended by comments, so don't worry about me. Don't feel bad about me.
Hey June?
Yeah, what's up?
You're a poopy butt. Are you gonna cry now?
Everybody poops. And any day that I can poop is a great day.
Damn. Well, I did my best. I tried to offend June in the harshest way I could by calling her a poopy butt. But she's tough.
What should we do with those guys?
Hello, MOJVJCVB. Excellent name.
All right, get ready for a slam. It's gonna get noisy.
Delish sells sheet pans. You can buy theirs. I'm eating off of one right now. June, you can support June with that because she gets a full 0% of all Delish merch sales.
Yep.
And 0 is a percent, as the Simpsons say.
I sure do get 0%. But what's even worse is if you go to the Delish store and you look at all the nice aprons and shirts that our art director Ali Folino made, she also gets 0%.
Who gets the percent? Where does the percent go?
Not us.
Right in the pockets of Philip Seymour Hearst, as I like to call him. I'm literally just eating all these now.
They're so good.
They are. Sweet potato fries are awesome.
I think we're just gonna keep roasting, guys. I'm just gonna roast these.
Nina, somebody adopted a dog yesterday, and the dog really likes the sound of your voice.
Oh, nothing makes me happier than pets loving me. Truly. So happy.
Erin doesn't have a vlog channel. Erin doesn't have any media or social media presence except his Insta account. Bye, Claire.
Bye, Claire.
我会说一点点中华。
Hearst Media was founded by William Randolph Hearst, no?
William Randolph Hearst, yeah. Started the Spanish-American War.
Daddy Hearst.
Mm-hmm.
Home of yellow journalism in North America. Good old fake news. Tale as old as time.
Except now June is producing real news. True news. The opposite of fake news.
What is true news?
Whatever articles you write are true news. I think I ate 90% of them, so I'll save you a few. Thank you.
I don't need to say.
Those are very addictive.
You can have all of them.
I've got one additional flank.
Oh no, Lena, I'm so sorry to hear that. That just makes a sad occasion even sadder. We still have some fries left. That one was kind of burnt, but very crunchy. Apparently burnt shit is really good for compost. Can anyone confirm? Apparently the carbon content makes them really optimal for going back into the ground. Thank you for confirming, Eddie-san. I don't believe Hearst Media is a publicly traded company for the most part, so most of the wealth is still contained within the family. Aaron,
Yes.
please eat while they're still nice and crispy.
Okay.
We're gonna proceed with roasting some of these. I've actually never roasted these with the little fibers on. I've always just washed them off, but today I figured why not just roast them together. Soft beets and parsnips, how soft are they? If they're just withered, they're probably fine, but if they're like slimy, something's probably gone wrong. We are unionized, Willie. We just have to work out a contract. But thank you for your well wishes. Yes, Melissa. Kabocha squash is my favorite squash. I'm going to roast some seeds with the fibers attached. We'll see how this goes. Never done it this way, but I'm feeling very low maintenance today. Just go with it. I kind of want to cut open that watermelon. I kind of want more watermelon. Bye, Aaron. No, I'm saying bye to someone in chat. Clown behavior, you need to go to sleep. 4 a.m., that's redonkulous, my friend. MSG tastes a little bit like plastic to me on its own. Does it taste cheesy to you? Never thought about them that way. Listen to them sing. I'm going to take some of these off, the crispy looking ones. And I'm gonna give the rest of them a flip. And to someone's earlier question, no, I did not microwave the kabocha squash before cutting. I have heard that is a trick. I've just never done it. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm stubborn? Just turning all the pieces around and I'm swishing them on the tray so that they get a little bit coated in the oil on the tray. As you can see, they turn a little bit more translucent with oil added than just like straight up chalky white opaque. So oil, it's good. You should use it. By the way, my oven is at 350. I also have no idea how much battery life is left. 26% battery life, yikes. That's not gonna reach. My phone is just dying more and more by the day. Let me plug you in, my dear. Hopefully that'll keep us alive a little bit longer. Hi, Tiff the cook. We're just roasting stuff. Not much else going on, honestly. It's pretty boring. We're just chatting. Worked with a pastry chef who swore that blue Hubbard squash is the best squash to make pumpkin pies with. And then I tasted it and I was like, I can't taste the difference. My go-to squash is still kabocha. I grew up with it. My mom steams it a lot. I think it's so creamy, luxurious when it's good, so nicely sweet, almost like a sweet potato. And I just love it. So if anybody else has feelings on different kinds of squashes, let me know if there are some that I'm missing out on that I should give a second try to. Blue Hubbard squash is blue on the outside, but like pretty plain, earthy looking on the inside. It's like crispy on one side and tender, creamy roasted on the other. Two textures in one. Tofu brain. Maybe my neighbor motorcyclist went to you. I love this. It's crispy on this side, totally golden. And then it gets like really nicely chewy gummy in the middle. And this one is just like creamy, melt in your mouth. It's like a tasting plate of sweet potato in one slice. You don't have to have the perfect knife skill. You just gotta be open to the adventures of mixed textures. So I was reading through some of the comments last night, and apparently a lot of you actually enjoyed me ranting. So if you like it, we can do more of that. Once I have my eyeballs off of my cutting board, feel free to ask me all the hot topics. You get to choose what I get canceled for. Isn't that fun? Isn't that the delightful entertainment we like to do now on the internet? It's finding people to cancel. Whoops. Hello, Italian from the Netherlands. Oh yeah, I've also never had a honey nut squash. I would love to try one. I see them at the farmer's market all the time, and they're so adorable looking. Today's snack of choice is currently sweet potato fries, sweet potato chips, and I ate some watermelon slushie. Fred has not appeared on camera. Let's go visit Fred. Do you think he would like sweet potato? Let's give him a little bite. That's a no. So Sexy magazine, Aaron was eating sweet potato fries. All right, Fred, we'll let you sleep. Fred is a very sleepy boy. And he said no to sweet potato, guys. I truly have a cat who doesn't like anything except meat. And I just got Fred fur on my potatoes. So maybe we can steam half of this and we can bake half of it. That's my thought. Just a little bit of water, and and my mom gifted me this little strainer colander steamer basket thing that fits perfectly in my IKEA pot, my largest one. It's truly a delight. Turn it on. Alright folks, MSG Delicious, you should really get up and do errands, but do you want to? And what will be the cause and effect if you don't? Steaming, I feel like, is a way more efficient way of getting kabocha cooked. So I'm gonna put the thicker pieces in my steamer, and I'm gonna roast the slightly smaller, thinner pieces. Like this one and that one. Okay guys, what hot topics are we tackling today? Tell me, tell me, tell me. Tofu brain, just ask yourself right now which option will make you be more at peace with yourself later. Will taking a walk give you more peace? Or will staying give you more peace? Because I will always be here and we'll always have more streams. What are food purists? People who say, like, salt and pepper don't belong and stuff. How long does this live stream go for? It really depends, chocolate lover. You can quit whenever you want. It's 2 hours now. I've been going longer and longer these days. I feel like there should be a shift from identity politics into class solidarity, even though we still need more equitable treatment. Thoughts? My C's are burning. Hold that thought. Oh my god, my chips are burning. What did I do? Everything's burning! I absolutely think identity politics is not useful for anyone. I think class solidarity, sure. Obviously, economic inequality is a great cause of pain, but it also seems to be the only thing that keeps capitalism running. So class solidarity, for one, is definitely necessary to overthrow the powers, but if you watch Can't Get You Out of My Head, what solutions do we have beyond class awareness and class solidarity to sustain change? But I guess we can't even think too far ahead. That's my problem. I always like to think too far ahead, and then I end up being very sad, because I'm like, well, what are our options? Like, are we actually capable as a species of doing better than this? Or are we just gonna ask for change, demand for change, and then have momentary change and then slink back into the old same shit over and over again? Because it really does feel like deja vu in the worst way possible, looking at human history. We just always keep giving ourselves shit to deal with. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm very sad I burnt a lot of my chips. Now they will be compost. do you want crunchy chips?
I'm good for now.
Sorry, I'm scrolling through all the comments to see what I missed. Caitlin, so sorry to hear that you are working with racists. There are racists everywhere, just to differing degrees. There are definitely more horrendous levels of racism, none of which are good, but I don't know what to do about that. Does anyone else also share your feelings about being frustrated and offended and annoyed? Eat edible bugs. Eat them. We might have to get used to eating them, who knows? I would love to return to the gym. I definitely do work out better at the gym because, I mean, there's a reason why they exist. It's hard to get yourself to do everything in one physical environment. Having to work out, having to sleep, having to eat, having to cook, having to think, having to shower, and all in one place is just so cramped. I need to blanch my chips? Why is that? I don't care for food purists. They care so much about keeping food a certain way, and I'm just like, alright, fine. I don't share those feelings. I say play with your food. I'm just gonna pour the kabocha squash on my sheet tray. I'm gonna try to get all the olive oil out of here because why not? Ooh. Oh my god. Of course you fall on the floor. It's okay. We'll just rinse it. It goes back on the tray. It's fine. Nothing I haven't breathed into my system already. I don't know if these are done. I'm gonna pull them though, because I burned the other batch. More comments, more comments, more comments. Ooh. So many. This is by far one of the best times in human history? Maybe. How are we measuring that though? How do we measure good and bad? I don't know. I also haven't lived in any other time in human history. I've only lived in my timeline, so I don't know who's comparing and how to compare. Any fun recipes for phyllo dough? I actually really just like baking phyllo dough on its own, wait for it to puff up, and then I layer it with stuff. So I'll do like, I don't know, whipped cream, chocolate, whatever, kind of like what I did with the tortillas. Just make like a Napoleon cake of sorts, almost. Samantha, I agree. Can't Get You Out of My Head did make me feel very futile. For sure. I think that's kind of why I liked it, because it kind of affirmed my feeling of hopelessness. But I do recognize there are things that we can do, and I do like that he put in that quote about how, you know, the world is what we make it, and we could very easily just make it differently. I do feel like there were glimmers of hope like that in there, but the overwhelming feeling was, wow, we're fucked, we're doomed. I'm gonna get some water. Less people die of starvation than ever before, says Moody, and more people experience freedom than ever before. Okay. Pantomime Goose. Sounds like a great day. Wow. Bye, Evan. Dawn. Yes, taking care of your elders. That cultural expectation. That also weighs very heavily upon me, too. And now that my mom is taking care of her mom, and I'm having very transparent and honest talks with her about like longevity and what it means to live old and why that might not always be a great thing. My mom is very insistent that she won't have me taking care of her the same way that she's taking care of her mom, but you know, that doesn't relieve me of my inner feeling of responsibility and guilt, so I feel you on that. I do still want to work from home, but I have so many ambivalent feelings, Jack, about that. I just don't even know how to process it all right now. Nalco, I totally feel you. I think we should have a day off to vote. We should have a day off to do taxes. We should get a day off to do our civic duty. These are work days. Why do we have to take time off of our already working days to put in more work? Doesn't make sense. I feel ya. Colonial systems will always find a way to make themselves look essential and that we can't live without them, but there have been so many working to live without them for so long. Yeah, Samantha, I'm not very well educated on the kind of efforts that have been going on that are less mainstream. So definitely, man, what even is life without colonial systems? Like, I don't even know. Caitlin, it's never too late to take a nap. That's what naps are for. They are timeless. I'm glad to hear that we feel like friends, Lisa. Glad to have you cooking with everyone. Tell, is your bearded dragon having babies? I haven't watched Coded Bias. Is it good? Do you recommend? The weather is, for the most part, really overcast here, Esong. Oh, so many questions, so many comments. Sorry, I have to scroll up again. How do you clean your sheet trays? Mine look disgusting. Charita, I soak it in hot water first to get off all of the caramelized grime, and then I soap it, and I try to get all the fat off, and then the third time I go in with a steel wool scrubby and just go to town on it. Sometimes I put kosher salt as well as a layer of baking soda, and that really helps. Thoughts on tourism traveling during a pandemic? I live in Hawaii. Our resources are limited, bombarded with tourists every day. They disregard mandates and social distancing. I mean, they're assholes. If they're traveling and they're disregarding all mandates, they're fucking assholes. There's not much more to say about it. I'm very anti that. I understand that some people need to travel for just maintaining their mental health and all of that. But fuck, man. Practice social distancing, put on some masks, and be respectful. Or don't do it at all. I have tried some Indian pickles, but they always taste kind of like too sour and bitter for my palate. Maybe I'm just not used to that flavor profile, but I haven't found an Indian pickle that I like yet. I'm not opposed to trying more though. Maybe I've just only had like really crappy jarred versions that aren't very fresh. Lasagna? I like eggplant parm more. Not a fan of the big thick noodles. They're just kind of like squish around. I love grounded meat though. Gigi, you can't find a good crepe recipe? You should do what I just did for delish. You should take some flour tortillas, soak them in a French toast soak, and then pan sear them, and they taste exactly like a crepe. Dawn, I'm gonna need your therapist. What is the book Hope in the Dark about? I feel like Rebecca Solnit's name looks very familiar. Shrayo Shri, what about fish oil? I'm not sure what you're asking. I'm not a fan of spaghetti squash. No, it's one of my least favorite squashes, honestly. Yeah, Yuka, I feel you. It's really hard looking after parents. I just keep telling my mom, like, Mom, please don't try to live forever. You're not gonna be happy, I'm not gonna be happy. Just eat all the fucking cheese and whipped cream you want now, and let's just die when we die. Don't think about trying to live forever. I feel like our culture is obsessed with living forever. What are you living forever for? It's kind of like the accumulation of wealth. What are you accumulating wealth for? You think it's gonna bring you security? You think old age is like always going to be the thing that is positive, but like, is living to that old actually good? I don't want to live that old, man. I don't want to live that old. Does my mom have plans for whatever? I mean, she says she'll like go into a retirement home. I just want her to fucking, I feel, I want to die before I'm 80, for sure. I would like to die before I'm 80. Ingrid, we don't have a day off to vote. That is correct. depending on your company, they should give you some time to vote, and you're allowed to come in late, but we don't have a day off. No. That's why a lot of people can't participate, because they're working minimum wage jobs that don't have paid time off, and they literally can't afford to go to vote. They're so busy and burnt out. This is the fucking country that we live in. We say it's a democracy, but democracy is really only afforded to those who have the means to practice it.
Hello.
Gigi, it's not out on Delish yet. I just filmed it. It's probably going to be an Instagram story. We're trying some recipes that are Instagram stories. I haven't tried Alison Roman's eggplant parm, but I have tried her brown butter buttermilk cake, and that was delicious. Dawn says I'm over Mike Chen because he keeps traveling for content, and I just think that's an asshole thing to do. What do you think?
First of all, we don't know if he's vaccinated, so that's one thing. He also seems to take traveling safely very seriously. Until recently, when I assume he's gotten vaccinated, although he didn't say so, when he started eating indoors, he literally never ate indoors, at least that I remember anywhere, and he always is walking around with his huge, his huge 2-layer masks, like he's doing a K95 mask or whatever it's called, plus the strictly dumpling mask. So I think he takes it very seriously. And, it's definitely a balance between just staying at home with your door closed, shut off, not ever stepping out of your house unless your house is literally on fire, and trying to do things that you enjoy, especially if it's things that is your income, right? Is your job. He's a YouTuber. His job is to travel and vlog. If he just decided, okay, I'm going to do the absolute most safest, responsible thing when COVID started and not leave his house or whatever, then he would have made no money over the past, however long, year or so since COVID started. I guess that's, would have been the most responsible choice for him, but he was been taking a big hit there. And he also entertains people, and, that's worth something too. So it's if he's doing the best he can, if he's traveling safely with masks, not eating indoors, and also getting the right permitting from these countries to go, because I do believe he went to South Korea. We saw his videos of him in South Korea. He got permission from the government to go for that because, nobody else could travel. So they knew that he was a big vlogger, and so he got permission to go. If you're doing it responsibly, you get the right permissions, everything like that, then I don't really see why we should attack him for it. I don't know if any of that made sense. It's a lot to ask somebody to just give up your career, make no money. I guess he could try to make home cooking content, pivot to that or something, I don't know. But, people know him for his travel stuff. It would be a huge deal to just expect him to put his entire career aside for the entire pandemic.
Our society is pro-life until it becomes something that they have to actually act on.
Until you're born. It's pro-life until you're born.
We don't have good end-of-life care. We don't have any culture surrounding dealing with death mentally, preparing ourselves for it. It's a huge problem of getting older because it looms over us, this constant fear of oh shit, my body is deteriorating. I'm starting to look less good. People are gonna love me less. What am I going to do? Yes, let me hoard wealth so that I can keep people around me and have a purpose for them to still be around me. We give birth to kids. I mean, coming from an Asian culture, it very much feels to me like we give birth to kids to have kind of servants for ourselves when we get older. It makes me feel kind of angry sometimes to see that we put this expectation for people we're giving birth to take care of us when we get older. Isn't that just giving birth to a slave? I hate perpetuating the cycle, therefore I will not be physically manufacturing any kids out of my own body. It's just, we need better conversation around death and dying. We need conversations around why we fear death. We need conversations around what we're living for and what we're working for. What are we working for besides accumulation of wealth? Because there is no point in accumulating wealth if you don't know what your purpose is.
If you don't mind, I want to talk about something that I overheard a while ago. Somebody saying this is the best time in human history. But when you ask that question, you really have to ask yourself, for who? This is obviously the best time in human history for people who are currently the winners in the global techno-capitalist system, right? Which is people like me and June who, get the benefit of fancy New York media jobs. People like a lot of you guys probably watching the stream from your comfort of your homes.
Let me plug this in.
But it's like, that was basically the case throughout all of human history, right? Like, if you're talking about 2,000 years ago, the Romans were probably telling themselves, oh, this is the best time ever to be alive, because they were getting the benefit of being in the Roman Empire. They weren't at the edges of the fringe, the people that the Roman Empire was colonizing, exploiting, using as slaves, using as cheap labor, all that stuff. And the same thing goes for this system. If there's people benefiting and exploiting somebody else, there's other people being exploited. So you can just look at the fringes of everybody on the fringes of the current global capitalist system, and it's like, well, they're the people working in the factories. They're the people doing the manual labor. They're the people out there, grinding and producing all of this shit that you see around you right now in this kitchen and in your homes to make sure that you have that luxury and that comfort for as cheap as possible. They're getting some ancillary benefits of it, maybe some essentially, like slave type of pay. Just we've seen where these clothes come from in places like, Bangladesh, the factory that collapsed there. The people who gave their lives for this so people could have cheap H&M clothes or whatever it was, or Gap, I don't know, all those brands that were doing that. They fucking died just so they were making, I don't know, like $1 an hour or less, something like that. So you can't really, if you look at it just from within your own perspective, it's going to be skewed. You have to look at it from a macro level, right? And also, if you're saying this is the best time in human history to be alive, this is also the worst time in human history to be alive if you're literally any other species on the planet except human, right? All of these creatures have experienced habitat loss and destruction and extinction all over. Factory farming, as we know, is horrible for the animals involved. And so other than maybe like animals that feed off of human waste, like pigeons and cockroaches and raccoons and shit like that, like if you simply don't acknowledge the existence and the consciousness and the feelings that these other beings in the world have, like our comfort right now rests on their exploitation, and it rests on a industrial system, a techno-industrial system that is currently squeezing out the last drops of blood from the earth and from all the other creatures in the earth. So there's a reason it seems to be nicest and most comfortable now, because we have created a system that is exploiting and destroying everything it possibly can get its hands on for the benefit of the few people in the global capitalist, winning class, which is a lot of us. So I guess that's nice for us, but the system cannot last long. With topsoil being depleted around the world, with the oceans acidifying, with sea levels rising, with temperatures increasing, with aquifers draining around the world, with species loss and habitat destruction, with all this stuff, this is a system that is running on borrowed time. So you can design a system in which a certain number of people will live in extreme luxury, but that system will not last for very long if it relies on the constant exploitation of other people. So yeah, it certainly might seem in an illusory sense like this is the best time to be alive, but only because you happen to be one of the lucky ones.
perspective, right? GG for the French toast soak. I did 15 minutes to half an hour. Depends on how soft you want it and how like French toasty flavor you want it. Soak it until however long. Depends on the quality of your tortilla. If your tortilla can take it, soak it longer so that it's like softer. I wanted to go back to a comment that somebody wrote. Growing up suicidal is kind of weird because I didn't think I'd still be alive right now, so I don't know what I'm meant to do with my life or where I'm going because I never planned on being here for it. And this one kind of jumped out to me because I've gone through suicidal patches in my life. I wouldn't say I was ever like fully suicidal for any extended amount of time in my life, but it's a very interesting thought because I think all of us on some level can relate to not knowing what to do with our lives and never having really planned for things. And even those of us who have planned for things have seen those plans crash through because plans don't always manifest exactly in real life. Plans almost never manifest perfectly. I think what to do is never something that you know. What to do is simply just the act of doing, and that you're here, therefore you do. This is what you do. You're just here. You're here to just be. And whatever existence is the path of least pain and suffering for you, I believe is the best path to go down. And that path will look different for all of us. I think people are similar, but we all want different things. And I'm still trying to do this where I'm trying to break myself free of expectations of what to be and expectations of what to do and expectations of what to perform, what to look like, what to think like. And it's something that we constantly have to renegotiate with ourselves because even ourselves are not the same selves over time. And we have to be open to that change, or it will just be miserable for us when we try to cling on to vestiges of selves that are no longer here anymore. So, I don't know if that makes you feel more burdensome or freed at all, but just be. You don't have to do anything. Just breathe. And then if you feel like cooking something, cook something. And stay hydrated. This is only a long hauler when you guys want to stay. Obviously, I'm just baking shit in my oven, so we're going on 2.5 hours. If you want to stay, you want to stay. If you don't want to stay, you don't want to stay. Ain't nobody keeping you here. Like I said before, these lives have kind of just turned into like me opening up a Zoom room, and people who want to filter in and hang out can do that. So I don't really have any planned content. It's just like, we're here, let's chat, let's keep each other company, that's that. People who are saying it's the best time is trolling. I truly do believe some people stick to statistics and they say, hey, on paper, this is what it looks like. And like that's one way to look at life, and that's one way to evaluate where we are. But for me, numbers are still abstract. Statistics are skewed. Nothing is to be trusted, least of all ourselves. And so if it feels miserable to you, it probably is miserable. At least to you, if not to others. Not all of our experiences of reality are the same, and I think we have to recognize that and be okay with that, and some people will just never agree with us, and that's fine, because in the end, none of what we think really matters. Yeah. None of us will know what it feels like to suffer until we've suffered it. So it's easy to say, well, most people are doing fine. But if you watch Can't Get You Out of My Head, the last ending scene in the last episode wrecked me. And that scene showed the misery of just one person whose face we couldn't even see clearly. And just knowing that there are people who are going through that kind of pain destroys me. Because that means that in order for someone to suffer that kind of pain, and for people like us who can witness it, there are also not only witnesses to that pain, but there are also people who are complicit in it, and beyond that, there are people who are enforcing that pain on others. And to know that our species is capable of enforcing pain on other people like that is painful in itself. Yeah, sorry, there's a lot of chats, guys. I'm trying to keep up. I'm trying to answer all of you because I feel like lots of people are invested in these conversations, and I appreciate that, and I love talking with y'all. So if I did miss anyone and you still want to ask, please ask. I'm trying to skim through all of this. We aren't the consumers, Alima says, we're the products. As long as we consume on the level that we are a resource that can and will be exploited. Absolutely. All those saying they don't want to have their own children, would you adopt or foster children? I would consider it. I would have to be more financially padded, I think. But who knows, maybe it's better for me to adopt children now, even when I'm not financially padded, than to just leave them in the system. It's really hard for me to do that cost-benefit analysis, right? I don't really know what effect I can have on others. And I also don't know what part of myself will come out when I become a parent to someone. I have a fear of not liking who I am as a parent. I can't afford going to therapy, so I really appreciate this, June. Like, this is the problem. We have people suffering on all levels. There's physical pain of war and rape and pillaging and unspeakable injustices and oppression. And then there's mental pain that accompanies all of that physical pain, but also mental pain of witnessing all of the pains that other people are going through. And this is what I meant yesterday when I said there is really no separation between us and others because we feel the pain of other people. We only begin to feel the very, very superficial surface of their pain too, and that's enough to affect us negatively. And then we live in a system where healthcare is unaffordable, where mental health is not prioritized, and we only seek to place burden and blame and responsibility on the individual for the upkeep of their physical, mental, social, political health. What's up with that? YW says, if I leave, come back again and again and watch ad after ad, does that help the channel? YW, it is not worth it. I'm not here for the money. I'm just here for your company. So stay, chat, and then leave when you want to leave. And don't worry about the ad money because I get pennies and Google will just keep getting fat off of everything. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it. It's not a consideration. I turn it on so that I can get some pennies, but don't work for it. I don't want you working for it. It makes me happy enough that you're here. Dell says, June, didn't you mention on your Insta story that you're a bit overwhelmed with all the roles your viewers are placing on you? Talk about that, please. This is not about what happens in the live stream, because I sign up to do these live streams, and I'm more than happy to converse with all of you and to chat with all of you and to show you what I'm cooking, and for you to teach me things that you like to eat and things that you like to cook, and I learn from everybody too, and I get a sense of community from these hangouts that I very much appreciate, and it does great things for my mental health, I believe. But this is more of like Instagram DMs that I have, where people not only ask me questions about troubleshooting recipes that I put out, but also ask me very random questions about, like, what's authentic Chinese food like? Do you have a good recipe for this? Do you have a good recipe for that? And they have this impression that I am an expert in all things culinary and all things Asian and all things whatever, and I'm just like, I don't know. And I feel like I don't want to ignore people, but it's become burdensome enough that sometimes I'll read your message and I won't reply it. I won't even emoji it, because even hitting that emoji takes something out of me that I don't have in my bank at that time. And so all I'm saying is, don't be offended if you are left unseen. Don't be offended if I don't answer your questions, because I just don't have that resource in me to respond to everyone, because there's a lot of questions coming through. A lot of things that you can actually just Google instead of using me as your personal Google. This is why the internet exists. So the same time that you're using to type out your question to me on Instagram, you can type it into Google and you can probably get even more expert answers. That's all I'm saying. And Dawn, I hear what you're saying about Mikey Chen. He's a public-facing figure, that he's traveling, sends a message to other people that it's okay to travel. He's normalizing traveling, and I get that. I get the impact that that has. We all make our own choices. I'm not condoning anyone else's behavior, because I simply don't understand all the circumstances surrounding them. And I'm also not experiencing what you're experiencing, Dawn. So living through COVID has polarized us in a lot of ways, and has made life really scary for people who are more at risk of contracting it, and it traumatizes people who are sick with it or who have lost loved ones to it, and it's so complicated, and none of us know how to live anymore. None of us know how to navigate life and be right anymore. None of us know what the right thing to do is anymore. So just all I can do is try to carry on, and if I need to go into a thrift store, even though it's the middle of a pandemic, just to get some semblance of not being trapped inside my house, I'll do it. Is that a selfish move? Absolutely. Do I feel guilty about it? Yes. Am I still gonna do it? Yes. Why? Because I'm an asshole sometimes, and I gotta make my own choices, and I just would rather not continue my streak of misery and just give myself a break. Will that put others at risk? Potentially. Will it put me at risk? Yes. But life is kind of just a gamble sometimes, and so I can't be good all the time. Ooh. Yo, Ty, your Pfizer shot sounds painful. My Moderna shot wasn't too bad, but the second day after the shot, my arm was like rough. I'm gonna stop scrolling up in the comments because I feel like I can never catch up. So feel free to re-ask any questions. And I'm gonna check up on my pumpkin. Ooh, steamy boys are very steamed, very done. Let's see how the bakey boys are. I do feel like steaming pumpkin is way more efficient than roasting them. So unless you're going for that char, just steam them. Yeah, these still aren't creamy yet, sadly enough. They're tender, They're just not creamy yet. Steam time. Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready? Mmm. The smell of steamed kabocha squash is so nice. It smells a combination of like faint papaya and rice. And just like earthy beans. So good. Such a nice, comforting smell. And it feels delightful on my face. Isn't pumpkin soup common in North America? I mean, do you count butternut squash as pumpkin? Because we have a lot of butternut squash recipes. Butternut squash soup is very common. Guys, this is so creamy. Look at me doing that YouTuber thing. So creamy. So hot. It is recommended that you get the vaccine in your non-dominant arm, but I got it in my dominant arm because I hold my camera with my non-dominant arm. So it was like lose-lose either way, whichever one I pick. Maybe I'll go right one next time just so I can get like both my arms jacked up a little bit. Do you think Fred will like pumpkin? A lot of people have said cats like pumpkin. What if we give Fred a little pumpkin? I'm gonna cool it. I'm gonna cool it a little bit. Chances are he's not gonna like pumpkin, guys, let's be honest. I just have a cat who likes to eat meat. I'm gonna turn my oven off because the squash is tender and I really don't want to keep this huge oven going just to get that last bit of creaminess, even though I will regret it. It's fine, whatever. Whatever. Do I have FOMO? No. What do I have FOMO about? Guys, I can't believe it's 5:20 p.m. here. My God, that's my entire day. I should probably clean my house a little bit. Would it be good to steam then roast? Not if you want that kind of like dehydrated flavor, because you're adding kind of moisture to the steaming process, I would imagine, and then you have to work extra hard to dehydrate it. But you could potentially steam it, smush it, puree it, and then spread it out like a cracker and bake it, and then you could have like a pumpkin chip. Watch out for lots of poops if you give cat the pumpkin. Wow. All right, field trip. Let's see if Fred likes roasted pumpkin. I'm just gonna put a little bit on my finger. Fred? 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 Do you want pumpkin? Why are you so sleepy? Fred. Fred, wake up. Wake up, Fred. Eat some pumpkin. Fred, wake up. It's daytime. What are you doing, my dude? Look at those little paws. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. All right, well, that's a no. That's too bad. My cat literally likes none of the things I like to eat. Fred is maybe 10 years old, is what we've been told. But we don't know for sure. We'll try to put a little on his plate when he has dinner. But I don't, like, if he's not getting joy out of eating it, I wouldn't see why I would feed it to him. Unless pumpkin is supposedly good for cats. Is pumpkin great for cats? Fred has only tried salmon and tuna, canned tuna. I also made him salmon. But other than that, he has not tried fish. I've tried giving Fred not one, but 3 types of cheese, and he's turned down all of them. This is my squash, steamed, delicious, tender, creamy, mushy. Well, Fred's pretty consistent with his poops, so maybe I won't mess with that. Hi, Joy. Wow, avocado. Eliza, your cats sound like millennials. Guys, if there are no questions, I think I will sleek off to slumber yet again. It has been a lovely afternoon of steaming vegetables with you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I guess that's it. Tomorrow we give Fred another bath. Won't that be exciting? I'm sure he'll love that. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye.